Welcome back. So I know like irrigators, they're always exciting to see a forage study going on in ICDC, and we try our best to include try our best to work on the forage studies for you guys so that it can help you. We did something last summer in 2022. So the idea, it came from one of our board member who was already doing this practice, but he wasn't sure about the seed rate that should be followed, or he was curious if you alter the seed rate, what the yield of the forage would look like. So he reached out, and we ended up writing a proposal in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture specialist, Travis Pearden. So this study, it was funded through Adopt, and we had on the station in 2022. So here we were just comparing a forage barley variety standalone at a seed rate of three bushels per acre. And then we also tried to tweak this study by including a ryegrass and annual ryegrass into this, and intercropping barley and ryegrass. Up here on the screen, you can see like we had 5 treatments: the monocrop barley and the monocrop ryegrass. For the monocrop barley, the seed rate we followed was 3 bushels per acre. For the ryegrass, we used 2 varieties: an Italian ryegrass variety and an annual ryegrass variety. The Italian ryegrass variety was Jenny, and for annual ryegrass variety, it was common Westerwolds. So those were the 2 varieties, and the rate was 10 pounds per acre, 10 for each. So that was for the monocrop ryegrass. For the barley, the variety we used, it was a 6-row barley forage variety. It was AB Advantage, and it usually tend to yield high. As I mentioned, we intercropped barley and ryegrass. We had 3 intercrop treatments. Intercrop 1, where the barley seed rate was 1 bushel per acre, along with Italian ryegrass. Each of them had 5 pounds per acre of seed rate. Intercrop 2, so the intercrop 1, 2, and 3, they vary just according to the barley seed rate. Intercrop 1, as I mentioned, it was 1 bushel per acre. Intercrop 2, it's 2 bushel per acre. Intercrop 3 was 3 bushels per acre, but as the Italian ryegrass, it was always 5 pounds per acre for each. So this study, our idea was to see the forage yield if you vary or if you alter the barley seed rate. So these plots, they were seeded in late May. Along with seeding, we applied 100 kg of actual N per hectare at seeding. And then after the first cut, the barley was cut around the early milk stage. And after the first cut, we top dressed the plots with additional 50 kg of actual N. So these plots, as I mentioned, they were seeded on May 21st. The first cut for the barley, it was mainly the barley because the ryegrass, it was like the growth was minimal at that point. So I wouldn't say we had a lot of ryegrass in the first cut. The first cut, it was on July 25th. Then the second cut, it was mainly the ryegrass, and we had the second cut late in the season because it was a dry season. We didn't have the frost, and it was a long season, so the second cut was done on October 4th. So below this, I have the graph for the yield. As you can see, the blue bar graph is for the first cut, which was mainly barley, and a little bit of ryegrass in the intercrop plot. Where it was the second cut, it was just the ryegrass. As I mentioned, intercrop 3 bushels per acre of barley. It yielded quite high at the first cut. If you compare that to the barley monocrop, as you can see, there is a treatment difference. That means there was some ryegrass too in that intercrop 3 plots. So what we found was at the end of this study was the intercrop 3 treatment had the highest yield, followed by intercrop 2. And then intercrop 1. So the total yield, so I'm talking about the total yield, so from the first cut and the second cut, and that was the trend. And they were like intercrop 3 and 2, they were higher than the monocrop barley and for the monocrop ryegrass as well. So this study, it was funded through ADOPT, but we reapplied this to carry on this study again in 2023. So this study will be repeated again this summer, coming summer in 2023. And hopefully we would be able to multiplicate these results again so that we would be confident in telling you that altering the seed rate of barley or which seed rate you should follow for the highest forage yield. Again, so the final report for this project, it will be submitted to the Ministry of Agriculture. I'm still working on the final report, and it will also be published in the ICDC R&D report. And if you have any questions regarding this, please send me an email or contact me. Give me a phone call. My contact information is up on the ICDC website. Thank you.